Shades of Vengeance presents Stiletto Unit 447 CE, a continuation of the story of the Consortium. Well, you could return to the shuttle and grab one, because there will be some on the shuttle. The only thing is, it's a bit of a trek from the shuttle back to the research pods.
How much time would that take if I try to do that?
You could just about do it, but I'm going to require a double stamina a few times to make it.
Okay,
because you're going to have to be at a dead run for a long period of time.
Yeah, so double stamina means four dice, because I only have 2 on stamina.
Correct.
So.
Someone fell over.
Ow! 2 1s.
Ouch. Nasty. You fell over while running through the space station. 2 1s more than successes, was it? Everything's fine until you trip over one of the homeless people who is sitting across one of the corridors, and go flying. You actually hit a bulkhead on the far end, and you're going to take 3 pain damage.
Ooh.
And the homeless person is going to get up and start trying to punch you.
Yes!
Because it was sleeping.
Yes.
I want to try it. I want to take the initiative.
You are
Welcome to Town.
You are currently unable to take the initiative.
Damn it.
Due to your fumble, but you will be able to act first next.
Okay.
But yeah, you're lying on the floor and the homeless person runs over and starts kicking you. So you're going to take another 2 pain damage while they kick you.
Oh my god, that's like what, 4?
That's 4 total pain damage.
Yeah.
It's now your turn.
I get up and book it.
You leg it, right.
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a double dexterity.
Double dex, so...
Don't roll loads of 1s this time.
I'll try not to. So that is, like, what, 10?
10
for
dice,
doubling
yeah.
it? Okay. One, 2, 3, 4. 4.
4 as well. Defender wins. You are legging it, and he reacts slightly slowly. He's a slightly bulky Zimian politician. And you actually managed to slide through a door which is on its way to closing. You managed to slide under it, and he can't get through. He's just there banging on the door, yelling obscenities in Zimian. You're now going to be late. So, Katal, you are now standing at an airlock, quite near to the research pods, and you are waiting for Reluflissi. Now, Reluflissi is late, and you've had no word from her. She's not arrived, but the time is ticking away. You now only have 10 minutes until the meeting starts. Are you going to wait?
No, I'm going to go out and start surveying.
Okay. I'd like you to roll me a double dexterity.
Okay.
For hanging on to the wall. Yes, Reluflissi, I know that you wanted to message him, but unfortunately your messages don't seem to get any response.
Too far of a distance, I'm guessing, or something like that, possibly.
Maybe.
Oh, no, that is a 9. Excellent. 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, yeah, you kind of walk with your hands along the various rivets and stuff on the outside of the station, and you manage to get to pretty close to the outside of the research pod. So, do you want to look for explosives first, or do you want to look around for a ship first? It's not easy to spot ships in space.
No. I will check for a ship first.
Okay, roll me an intelligence pilot, I think.
My pilot is 3. 1 success.
There doesn't seem to be any ship there. It seems clear.
Yeah, I will let everyone know that there doesn't seem to be a ship in the area.
Okay, so you attempt to send a message, however, no response comes.
Okay.
Like, normally they go, yeah, fine, whatever.
Yeah, you'd get an acknowledgement at least.
You get nothing.
So comms are likely jammed. That's great. All right, let's check for the explosives.
Okie dokie. You could roll an intelligence larceny optional extra if you'd like.
Sure. Two successes.
It's not ridiculously non-standard for the resistance to actually block implant messages in their area, especially if they're operating alone, because that will mean that, Smurty or Security can't send implant messages to each other either. So it's not that unusual.
Yeah, but I actually had figured that myself, so
Yeah.
thanks.
No, it's fine. If nothing else, for the benefit of the viewers. So it's going to be intelligence and explosives to check over the pod for explosives.
Sure. Oh, that's a nice start. 5 and 2 rerolls. 6 successes.
Okay, so you check over very, very thoroughly. As far as you can tell, the pod is not set to decouple. That would be done from the outside. Mm-hmm. And it is also not covered in explosives. There are no obvious explosives at all. You've used every method that you know of to check for explosives. You can't find anything.
Okay. Seems good.
At around this time, Bonsai.
I did check for the explosives. I got a 4 on that.
Yeah. There was no obvious explosive.
Sweet. And then the other question was, I'm still not looking like myself, right?
Did you use that Valithi that you scanned last time, the big and intimidating one?
Yes, I think it was that, or I was going to do stone was what I was going to change it over to in a moment. In fact, I think if the cameras aren't on me, I'd like to look like stone.
Okay, stone. You look like stone. And you are over near the pod. So your collector notices a whole bunch of people exiting the elevator.
And I'm able to see through his eyes?
Yep. There are 4 or 5 of them. None of them wearing Smurty or Security uniforms. But they are armed.
Okay, what races?
Some humans, a Zimian, and a couple of Ulutians.
What weapons do I see?
Assault rifles and shotguns.
I hate shotguns. Medium armor?
Medium armor.
Medium?
Yes, medium armor. But unmarked, as I say, not company in any way.
Okay. And then, since I'm going to say at this point, I've noticed communication's not working either, so I haven't heard anything from anyone.
Yeah, your remote viewer is still working for now. To the collector, but nothing else.
So I have not laid eyes on my other teammates.
No. Nora's on the other side of the research pod. At least that's where she said she was going.
Yeah.
Relu Flissy and Katal are supposed to be outside, so you wouldn't.
Yeah.
If everything's going to plan, you wouldn't, so yeah.
Okay, then in that case, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm in the area with some cover. Hunch down and sort of like just telling my little collector to kind of follow behind them. So I see where they start walking towards and where they're heading to.
Okay. Yeah, you are going to look for some cover. So dexterity and stealth, please.
With communications down, they wouldn't know what disguise I'm in either, would they?
Nope. Although they could probably put 2 and 2 together. The suspicious-looking homeless person who tries to steal from people is probably Nara, let's be honest.
3 successes.
You've managed to sort of wedge yourself between 2 pillars, and you're hoping that that's going to hide you well enough. Okay, Relu Flissy, you are now approaching the airlock where you said you would meet Katal, and Katal is not there.
Can I look out to see if he's outside already?
You wouldn't see him if he was outside already.
Trying to message him. I'm guessing it will be the same thing again. Nothing.
You're sending messages and just getting no reply.
Jeez. What do I do? What do I do?
Don't panic.
That's one. Is don't panic. Really, Flixie is thinking, okay, so he's probably outside, and the others are checking the other.
What they said they were going to do.
Yeah, what they're gonna do. So.
But basically, it seems to me like you have three options. You can either go outside and hook up with Katal. You can go to where Nara's supposed to be and try and find her, or you can go to where Bonsai's supposed to be and try and find him. Those are basically your three. Or four, you can stay and do nothing.
I think I'm gonna try and find Nara.
So you're going to work your way through the 5 other pods, which all have meetings in, and hope that you don't disrupt anything. You're braver than I am. But okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find Nara, probably like stealthily or something like that. So.
Okay. So you're going to head back down through the inside to get to the research pods. That's, again, quite a way. You do have a route that doesn't mean you have to go back past the homeless person who beat you up, though.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Okay. Nara. A tall, handsome Zimian politician walks past you.
Is it,
As a matter of fact, it is.
It is.
You still feel a pang of attraction to him.
I'll ask him if he's got any change.
He looks at you, sort of nods, and transfers 2 credits to you.
Yeah.
I hope that your life can be better soon. I wish
Thank
I
you
could do
very
more.
much.
And he walks on.
I'm going to keep my eye on him.
He goes through a door in the research pod, and it closes.
But I can remember what pod it is and everything now.
Oh yeah. Well, it's pod 63. You already knew that, so yeah. Bonsai.
Yes.
These soldiers are now moving down, and 4 of the 5 walk straight past you. The 5th of the 5 sort of looks at you and pauses for a moment. And could you please roll me 1 dice? Because you currently have a notoriety of 1, don't you?
Yeah.
What
10.
did you roll? You rolled 10. The Zimian sort of stops, sort of looks at you, nods at you, and moves on.
I'm stoned. I'm stoned. Probably works for me.
Yeah, so, Nora, could you please roll me an intelligence investigation? I think that's 6.
6. 5 successes.
Okay. You have... You can just about hear through the wall if you put your head up against the door that Ixitanka is talking to someone who had already arrived before you. It's a slightly panicky voice, but you can't hear the details. Probably a female human, judging by the quality and the pitch. But you can't hear the details of what they're talking about. At this point, Katal, what have you been doing? Have you actually stayed out there to watch for ships, or?
Yeah, I would have kept watching for ships because we don't know if something's... Because it's a half-hour meeting, we don't know if something's going to come round and...
Exactly,
take
yeah.
a shot at.
Exactly, yeah. So, roll me another, this time an intelligence pilot.
3 successes.
Okay. You don't have 6th sense, do you?
No.
No, I would have brought that into play here. but no, you don't. So you are still sort of, you're actually sort of sat on top of the pod watching. And there's nothing significant going on. You're looking around constantly, and there's nothing significant happening at this time. There have been a few shuttles moving around, like you've seen some thrusters lighting up and so on. Like, not close, but there are things moving around and docking and undocking, where research pods have been decoupled, because those are the sort of makeshift docking ports.
Yeah.
Relu Flissy, you have now reached the first of the pods, which is going to be pod number 67. It is closed.
Okay. I'm not going to touch that then.
Well, then you're stuck. You can't go any further.
Oh, great.
You have to go through the pod. So the corridor goes to the pod, and the corridor and the pod, and the corridor and the pod, and the corridor and the pod. Down the line. So you're now at the first of the pods. You're going to have to go through the pod if you want to get there.
There's like no window thing, I'm guessing, or anything like that? No. She's thinking that she didn't think this through.
I think that's an understandable reaction, to be honest.
Yeah, she didn't think this through at all. I mean, she's still got the suit to go out into the space.
She could go out of an airlock. There are nearby airlocks.
Yeah, she's gonna backtrack and go outside, I guess.
Okay, roll me a double dexterity for exiting the airlock.
Okay, double dex 10 again, so...
Now, Bonsai.
Yes.
You have a bit of a problem, because they appear to be setting up, ready to, in inverted commas, kick the door down and kill everyone inside.
Of what? Of 63?
Of 63.
Well, it's a good thing they all walked past me, and now I'm going to mow them down with the minigun.
Okay then. So you step out of your area and open fire. Now this is an incredibly confined space, and most of your bullets are going to hit more than one of them. You may possibly breach the pod. I'll think about that. Could you please...
Heavy armor.
Yeah,
Heavy
you'll
armor.
be okay.
Yeah.
Will the people in the pod be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ixitanka does wear heavy armor for what it's worth, so he'll be alright.
This is what Bonsai's thinking of. He's extremely paranoid. I mean, not Bonsai's paranoid, but the other guy's extremely paranoid. He put himself in a pod, so he's got to be thinking this could get blown up or shot at.
Yep.
So wouldn't not be surprised if this is like tougher than a battleship.
Like tougher than your standard pod.
Yeah, it probably has weapons outside.
Well, it's got Katal on the outside anyway.
Bonsai remembers seeing the much bigger Bolithi that intimidated him, and he's sure he's somewhere around here too. So there's other security.
Right. Okay, that's nicely reasoned. So, Bonsai, you're going to step out with your minigun. You're going to have a lot of dice to roll. Because you're going to be rolling Wits Gunnery times 3.
Oh.
They're just in such a confined space. You just sat there going...
Oh my god.
Mowing them down.
They will get no defense.
9, 27. 27
I got
dice.
3, by the way.
Yeah, while you're rolling that, Bonsai, I'm gonna let Relu Flissy move along the... So, yeah, Relu Flissy, you sort of shove yourself along, you use your spacesuit's thrusters, and you end up quite close to Katal. He sees you coming a while off because, you know, you're not exactly being very stealthy, and he is particularly watching for anything suspicious. Katal, you don't necessarily realise that it's Relu Flissy. You can't really tell through a spacesuit. It's a spacesuit of someone who is approaching the pod. What is your reaction?
I'd probably try and hide and keep an eye on them.
Okay, roll me a dexterity stealth.
Yeah. Which is Dex Luck.
Yeah, it's not really... Don't fumble.
It's not a fumble, and 1 success.
One success. Relu Flissy, roll me a wits investigation. You're not exactly
Wits.
concentrating on it, but...
One success, but I got 2 ones.
You can't see Katal anywhere. He's not there. Like, maybe you're at the wrong pod? You're thinking maybe you're at the wrong pod. Like you're looking around
What the hell is he?
and you're like, you figure maybe it's actually 6 pods over and you've got turned around and you need to sort of go from pod to pod and go off in a different direction. You're very confused right now. Oh no! There's a shuttle heading for that pod over there. That must be it. That must be where you're supposed to be. Quickly! Double dexterity! Quickly! Quickly!
What? Seriously?
That's 10 dice.
Oh my god,
Yeah, no, that must be what's going on. You must have got turned around. You came out of the wrong airlock. You didn't meet up with Katal. You can understand how you got turned around, but yeah, you must be in totally the wrong place. And there's a shuttle heading for that pod over there, so that must be the problem. 7. Okay, you like Katal. What you see, right, is someone in a spacesuit approaches you. Approaches your pod. Then they instantly turn around and shoot off in the other direction at maximum spacesuit thrusters. Just like absolute maximum speed, belting it down towards the 50s. Like absolutely as fast as they can. That's what you see.
Okay.
Relu Flissy, you are sort of ETA 2 minutes or something. Are you still rolling Bonsai?
I got 16, and I'm cleaning off the dice because they're special lucky.
Oh, okay.
Oh, lucky dice, huh?
Could you... 16 out of 27 is not bad on a 7 threshold. Okay, so you are going to be rolling 6s in order to do damage, and 9s to kill them. So if you roll 5 9s, they're all dead.
Out of 16 dice.
Out of 16 dice. Which actually, playing the odds, it's possible some of them will still be standing.
Okay, first let me plus.
Well, they might still fall over.
I'm currently at 4 9s with 3 zeros to roll. I got 2 8s and a 7.
Yeah, but how many more than 6s did you get?
8 9.
Yeah, actually they're all dead. 4 of them died to headshots, and 1 of them died to the massive number of bullet wounds. The players were George as Bonsai, Katie as Relu Flissy, Rena as Nara Sobek, and Robert as Katal. The GM was Ed Jowett. Era the Consortium was created by Ed Jowett and is copyright Shades of Vengeance Limited. We'll be back with another episode before long, but if you'd like to find out more, please visit our website, www.shadesofvengeance.com.